What you're about to see is Mike Tyson defending his belt against the best boxers in the world.
In November, 20-year-old Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion ever by knocking out Trevor Birbing.
That was a right to the body and an uppercut to the head, and Birbing is down.
Tyson. 28 up, none down, 26 knockouts, 2 fights going.
All in 2 years, Barry. His first professional fight a year from last night. But when it came down to the crunch, he decided he didn't want Smith to have the puncher's gloves. So that tells us what they really think. And then what to keep in mind here is nobody wants to fight a big slugger, not even other sluggers.
Here's the tail of the tape, and Smith, of course, 13 years the senior of Mike Tyson. Otherwise, really not a lot to choose in these numbers. 14-pound.
The 11-inch reach is much discussed, but Tyson says when you go to fight a kid in the street, you don't ask how long his reach is.
Fighting out of Magnolia, North Carolina, weighing in at 233 pounds, with a professional record of 19 wins, 5 defeats, with 14 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, James Bone Crusher Smith. From Catskill, New York, weighing 219 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 28 wins, no defeats, 26 KOs. He is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
This fight has already gone longer than some people expected.
Harold, how do you see it so far? First round. Tyson right on Smith's chest. Strong left jab by Tyson.
There's the first right hand by Smith. Nowhere near its mark.
It's also a straight right hand, and Smith will often come from right to left. Tyson unloading on Smith. Counter-punching right hand.
And is trying to make Tyson punch around his arms. So look for Tyson to try to come straight up the middle with an uppercut.
3-punch combination, 2 of them landed heavily.
Tyson prides himself on also being a good defensive fighter.
Now Smith is being very patient, actually.
Before, during, or after a fight.
Very true. You know, another thing, too, in Smith's corner, you heard Smith say, let me have the towel, and a cut over the right eye of Bone Crusher Smith.
That's the same eye that Larry Holmes opened up. But I can't see as yet where it is.
Going into the eye, but rather alongside it, very similar to that of Tyrell Biggs. From Bone Crusher Smith for holding Mike Tyson. I'm going to say one of the differences between this cut
This is becoming a hitting and holding contest, not very appealing or dramatic.
And you hear the crowd start to boo. It's the first time I've ever heard a crowd boo at a Mike Tyson fight.
What has got into Mike Tyson? Tyson has made Smith look very, very awkward. Just a big lunging fellow now against the speed of Tyson.
Stat numbers that you saw a moment ago, only 23%.
It may be that Tyson is frustrated because he's been unable to land real combinations the way he does in the gyms and on most opponents. Smith is just fighting a fight a defensive fight, and Tyson can't do anything. There you saw him coming around the arm once again, unable to get any leverage into his punches.
Tyson hit him a very good right hook a moment ago, and that really opened the cut up a little bit more.
His opponent often just becomes defensive, and Smith has done a lot of that. Right now, it doesn't look like much of a chance. He's having a hard time getting all the way up to his head.
On the forehead, but enough so that the blood does flow. Little blood now from the cut. And now Bone Crusher Smith going backwards. There was a big right hand by Tyson.
Rather than combinations.
Bone Crusher may be trying to take a little bit of a blow here in this round.
Like fighting a guy like Tyson with the pressure that he puts on you by keep coming at you. And hand to deal with that speeded up.
Now we'll see if he can.
And that Mike Tyson is very quick. He sees these punches coming. They're not quick punches, and he's able to duck them very easily.
Smith saying to Tyson, come on, come on, come on.
No idea what it's supposed to do. His heavyweight rank.
There was another big right hand by Tyson. That's the first one that really backed Smith up.
Throwing a few hard punches in the hopes of connecting and making something happen.
And a man in the black trunks is the reason for it.
Every great fighter has had fights in which I'm not saying Mike Tyson is a great fighter yet. He's a great young fighter. But he's just against an opponent here who's in there to survive and hold as he is now.
And I must say, Bone Crusher Smith is the one fighter I did not think would fight that way. Pretty good exchange there. One. Bone Crusher just kind of taunting Mike Tyson, and I'm not sure why.
Tyson doesn't want to get on his chest and be held, so he's staying outside now, but with his short arms, he can't punch from outside.
I don't know, it might just be frustration on the part of Bone Crusher Smith. He hasn't been able to hit him the conventional way. Big left hand.
$750 ringside for this.
Pretty hard to believe.
Earlier, Barry, with the apparent exception of Michael Spinks, who's given up his title so he doesn't have to fight him. The only interesting thing here is to watch Tyson and how he tries to deal with this. But Tyson doesn't seem to be going about it professionally to try to break him down in some way. Punching to, as if to say, are you kidding me? You think that's a punch? Smith landed two decent left hands.
He took one right there.
At Smith to try to throw some uppercuts as Tyson comes in on him.
Get off that neck. Come on, go on.
So quickly that you just can't get set to punch.
This fight. Can't get to his head, and I think that he's got to go to the body and come up with some uppercuts in order to hurt. I have a question, Barry. You think Tyson looks impressive enough to fight Tyrell Biggs in his next fight?
Relatively, it makes Tyrell Biggs' performance look a little better, though. There was a straight left hand. Throw too many combinations in this fight. That uppercut by Smith was just a little short.
Concentration in a way. He's winning so easily. Nailed.
To knock out Frank Bruno. Admittedly, Bruno is not Mike Tyson. There was a right hand. Big right hand.
Tyson has been headhunting throughout this fight, and I don't recall him getting any instruction to that show.
No, I don't think so.
We wonder what they're going to take out of this for the highlights. It's not Mike Tyson's fault. It takes two to fight. Right now, I'd have to say I imagine Larry Holmes is sitting there in Eastern Pennsylvania and thinking,
Yeah, that's the thing. A fight like this brings them all out of the woodwork. Point out that Bone Crusher Smith has only been down once in his career, and that was in his first fight.
trying his best. That just isn't good enough.
Good hit, come on.
Bag of rocks.
And he really wants to look better. If he doesn't, it can make him do his stuff.
And that's certainly been the case tonight. There was a body shot by Mike Tyson, one of the few he's thrown.
He didn't care who he was in there with. Because prize fighting is drama and theater, and when you have a great athlete and you want to see him perform and tested, and he's not performing and he's not being tested. What we're going to start reading about and hearing about Tyson now is, come on, fellas, he's not as good as Ali, he's not as good as Frazier. And in truth, he's not as good as they are. He hasn't had the record to show it yet.
I think
but it's been said about every champion.
And it's been said about Mike Tyson by Mike Tyson also. He has said he's not great yet.
Joe Louis wasn't as good as Dempsey, and Ali wasn't as good as Lewis.
Speaking of theater, well, a minute and 15 to go in this one. Assuming we've kept you awake.
Tyson is trying everything he can. They are being booed, and I imagine even Tyson is the target of some of them. But Smith should be the target.
A right hand by Smith. That actually backed Tyson up.
That was the best punch of the fight.
For the new WBA WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
popular verdict.
Now the WBA, WBC champion, the only heavyweight champion now in the world. Do you feel satisfied after that fight?
Well, I feel good, but I don't feel satisfied. But as you know, he was just trying to survive. I thought he was going to come out there and try to beat me up, like he said. I thought he was going to try to win.
Could you tell very early in the fight that he couldn't hit you with any punches? He was frustrated and he was just going to hold on?
You know what else I noticed? When I threw my jab, I was hitting him with my jab and I was hurting him with my jab. But I feel like, he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to win. He didn't want to win at all.
Was there anything you think you could have done to break him down? For example, you went to the body very, very rarely.
I know. It was one of those moves I saw. I had one of those guys that was just trying to throw one punch and catch me. And I knew guys like that would never hit me. And the last round, he hit me with a good shot. He was a hard puncher because I felt the punches in my arm and stuff. But like I said, I could take a good punch. And now I proved to everybody. In the last round, he threw a good punch, and I felt it, but I came right back.
After the first round and the second round, you had words. After the first round, you threw a punch at him, which is so uncharacteristic. Were you frustrated that early?
I wasn't frustrated, but inside, he kept trying to hold me, and he was trying to push his gloves in my face and fight dirty.
But you seemed to lose your cool generally because of what seemed like frustration and not being able to do what Mike Tyson could do best.
Well, this I thought was a good fight for me because most of these guys are going to fight me like this. These are supposed to be the best heavyweights of my day. And, they have no respect. They say I'm a young boy. I haven't fought anybody. Now, what can Bone Crush say? Is he added to the list of the bums I fought? Then if I didn't knock him out, he fought like that makes him a bum too. Ask him if he a bum. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to win. He want to win.
You're a student of fight history. Have other heavyweight champions, can you recall, have had fights like this?
Dempsey, most of Dempsey when he fought the guy in Montana. No, it wasn't
Gibbon.
A boring fight. Everybody else saw only the last round when Dempsey was looking great. It was a boring 15-round fight. Carpenter.
Can you find solace in that? Can you go on to the next fight? Everybody's going to say, well, maybe Mike Tyson isn't all that good.
Well, these things happen. But, the thing that's more detrimental, when I go back in the gym and I go back home and leave the ring, I got to hear it from my trainer, and I'm waiting for it, and I know it's going to be murderous.
Well, Mike, you feel awful bad for a guy who did awful good and pitched a shutout and is the only heavyweight champion in the world.
Mike Tyson defending his WBA and WBC titles against Pinklon Thomas. It's scheduled for 12 rounds down in Atlanta. So there he is, Pinklon Thomas. And who will we see tonight?
And there's Pinklon Thomas's record, just one loss. And let's just keep in mind, he lost a fight. A lot of fighters have lost fights. We've also seen some fighters, when they lose their first fights, go to pieces. And many observers feel that Thomas is what used to be called a shot fighter. No more zip and zest. We'll see.
Much about what happens after one fight. He had a bad fight in his own mind, even though he won all 12 rounds against Bone Crusher Smith, but he says people will forget it. If I have a good outing against Pinklon Thomas, people will forget all about it. He said that he went back home to upstate New York, and as he put it, I got my head chopped off by Kevin Rooney, his trainer. So we'll see if he learned anything, and we'll see what he brings to this dance. I found him, when we talked to him, to be very tight.
And there he is, Mr. Primitive, coming in just in his black trunks, black shoes, no socks.
And you see that he has no robe.
When I look at Mike Tyson, I get the feeling he's so dense that it's like picking up a baseball and finding it weighs 30 pounds. And there's his record, as you can see, unbeaten.
You can see a 9-year age difference. Other than that, I think probably the only really startling number there is that Thomas came in at 217, and he does have a reach advantage of some 3.5 inches. I don't really know that will be any factor in this fight at all. Meanwhile, let's get up now to the ring announcer, Chuck Hull. We'll get the introduction to the fighters, and we'll get on with this. Chuck?
12 rounds of boxing for the WBA, WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of West Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 217 3/4 pounds, with a professional record of 29 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 24 KOs. He's rated #1 in the world by the WBC and is a former champion of that organization. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Pinklon, Pinky Thomas. fighting out of the Catskills in New York, weighing 218 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 29 wins, no defeats, 26 KOs. He is the WBC, WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, Tyson, Thomas, you're going to box for 12 rounds. You know the rules of boxing. Avoid using any kinds of foul. Don't throw any punches during the break. Is that understood? Seconds, come out fighting.
Self-preservation kick in for Thomas, or will he come out trying to win this fight?
Took a deep breath before the opening bell. Not a bad idea against Mike Tyson.
Tyson is a 6-1 favorite.
Tyson starts out with the right hand.
You notice that what happens inside here, we see some clinching. That's what exactly Bone Crusher Smith did. But inside, you may see that Mike Tyson still works. He still throws punches.
He's not giving Thomas a chance to unload that jab.
What Angelo Dundee wants Pinklon Thomas to do is give him angles. Don't stand directly in front of Mike Tyson, because you see here, Mike can throw punches from either angle and with a lot of power.
Yeah, Dundee said Tyson is a two-beat fighter. What he means by that is he comes in, he feigns left, he feigns right. There's a big left hand by Tyson, but Thomas is all right.
You know why Tyson's able to nail so many guys is because he doesn't throw one or two punches. He throws a series of combinations, and one of those punches is going to land. The left hook there. Beautiful left hook.
He has just not let Thomas uncork the jab. He's on top of him before Thomas could let the jab go.
Well, I stated earlier, the key to this punch for Pinklon Thomas is the jab. He has not thrown the left jab to keep his man off balance. You see that it breaks your rhythm. The jab breaks the rhythm.
Another big left hand. Thomas is hurt.
Tyson did not go to the body.
And another left hand. Rarely do you see Tyson throw only one punch.
Pinklon can't take upright, and all Tyson's doing is nailing.
His legs are not rock solid at this moment either.
Watch for the uppercut, Barry, by Mike Tyson inside. I think he has one of the most devastating uppercuts in the heavyweight division. The hands of Pinklon Thomas, especially our right hand, is starting to drop to his side.
Thomas has a long way to go in this first round, too, as you can see. 50 seconds left in the round. Long way.
There's the uppercut.
And a big left hand right on the jaw of Pinklon Thomas. Thomas is in all kinds of trouble. It'll be all Thomas can do to get through this round. Five seconds remaining, so he will get through this one. Brutal first round.
There's a left hand plus a right. It was the left hand that was the hard punch. But Tyson kept coming, but Thomas kept coming right back. Thomas is showing that he has something of a champion's heart. The last champion in with Tyson gave a feeble defense of his title.
Well, Angelo has a tendency to get excited because I can see that's one about to overreact.
Wrong something, though. Swelling and a bit of a cut under the left eye of Thomas. There's another left hand by Tyson.
And that's what Trainer Kevin Rooney told him to do.
Angelo Dundee telling Thomas, just stay away from this guy.
I'm expecting to see a lot of guys tie up Mike Tyson. You see what happened with the left jab back.
Reminiscent of the last fight, of course. There's a left hook again.
Mike Tyson now is starting to jab Pinklon Thomas.
Well, Kevin Rooney told us that Tyson's jab was better than Thomas's. He said he knocked Alfonso Ratliff down with a jab. There's a good jab by Thomas.
concentrate on that jab and being a little more aggressive. Come on now, don't be fucking out this guy. You understand me? Come on. Be aggressive.
Trying to get Thomas to be the first one shooting the left hand. That was Angelo Gundy's instructions.
Well,
there it is.
He has to be first, Larry, because he has to stop that rhythm of Mike Tyson.
He's pushing his jab that he's got to snap it for.
Angelo wants a little bit more lateral movement from Pinklon Thomas. He needs to work that hand, work that free hand.
Forcing the clinches, it seems to me he's going in sometimes to clinch.
He appears to be more conscious of it, and in fact, he himself wrapped his arm around Pinklon Thomas's arm. I think Mike Tyson's so conscious of that now. But you see what happens, Barry, every time that Pinklon gives a little lateral movement, as long as he stays in front of Mike, Mike's going to land punches. Mike is like he's perpetual motion.
Started to say swelling on both cheeks. There's a good jab. Looks as though there might be a little cut above the left eye of Pinklon Thomas. I think that's where the blood is coming from. Thomas's people say that his jab is second only to that of Sonny Liston.
You'll notice that he comes straight up. He comes upright, and that's in line with the left hook of Mike Tyson.
I'm not sure that isn't cut.
He hasn't shown much fear of Tyson.
I was really expecting to see a lot of clinching from Pinklon Thomas because I think he picked something up from the Bone Crusher Smith fight. But he has to be a little busier than Bone Crusher.
I asked him who fought him the best in your opinion, and he said Jose Ribalta and Quick Tillis.
See, Angelo wants Pinklon to be first. If Mike Tyson the same pace. He needs to pick his pace up a little bit, like he did just then. Mike Tyson retaliates with a few punches of his own. I mean, the left jab can go downstairs, it can go upstairs. It can actually be the punch bar to win the fight. Said the way that Mike Tyson holds his gloves close to his chin, he thinks he has the power to hit the gloves, and the gloves will actually.
And I think really started to confuse Mike Tyson a little bit, right? He scored with that uppercut. Took a lot of punishment in the first round. Good combination by Kevin Rooney on Mike Tyson.
Well, Kevin Rooney wants to see more jabs from Mike Tyson.
He is getting off first. He got off first that time with the right hand. And now the jab is effective. Blood under the left eye of Thomas. Not in a place. Fighter become aware of being cut. I heard Thomas a couple rounds ago ask if he was cut.
Well, if you have a good cut, man, unless it really bothers you, the swelling. Pinklon needs to bend a little bit more than these. He's too upright. You see that jab? You see, again, it keeps him off balance.
And now
makes him reach. He's consistently to keep anyone off balance.
Pinklon Thomas really is almost starting. Tyson trying to use the jab as Kevin Rooney was exhorting him to do.
Little movement, little footwork from Pinklon Thomas.
And
jab.
Pepper, watch the head. And Thomas again. Impressive in this round. Long left hand by Tyson.
Bolo punch, kind of bolo, double right hand.
Now let's see what Tyson does here and why he's having so much.
Well, Pinklon Thomas is starting to fight his fight and using the jab. And what actually he's doing, again, like I stated earlier, he's throwing Mike Tyson off. He's breaking Mike Tyson's rhythm. And Angelo told Thomas in the corner, don't stay in the clinches. Move away. Spin the guy off. Get back on his bicycle, but not move too much.
Thomas has answered one question, and that
he has to understand the key to winning is do it your way.
there was a big uppercut by Tyson. And a left hand, and that staggered Thomas. And a right hand behind it. Thomas in trouble again. And now Tyson moves in for the kill. 2 uppercuts and a left hand. Thomas trying to hold on. Serious trouble, and down he goes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's over. It is over. Thomas did not make it by the count of 10. But when he got to it, he got to it. Watch this uppercut.
Well, the reason I said the uppercut would be a factor is because Pinklon Thomas at times will lean inside. And that uppercut, it was an accurate punch and a very powerful punch.
Now let's take a look at the knockdown. You know, we talk about finishers, and I've always said you were a great finisher. Well, here's a guy who doesn't have to take a back seat.
Well, he levels his punches. I mean, he gets so much leverage behind each punch. He puts his hip behind. Look at here. He's just putting his entire body behind the punch, and he's so relentless. Again, the uppercut, left hook. He's still in position to throw more punches, and it's just a matter of time. That left hook there was deadly.
The winner by a TKO and still WBC, WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike, until the end, that was tougher than it was supposed to be. Was it tougher than you thought it would be?
Good fight, man. Good fight. Thank you. Good fight. Great fight also. It's my pleasure to give you a shot at the title. But you deserve it. Answer this question, bro.
Let me start again. It looked like it was much tougher than it was supposed to be up until the end.
Of course, but you know, I saw him something in previous fights, he would get tired. And I said, if I knock him out early when he's tired, he won't have no defense, and it'll be spectacular. And I knew he would get tired somewhere around the 7th round, because I saw in the last 2 fights, he was gasping for a little air.
You said before the previous round that you thought he was getting tired.
I knew he was getting tired.
But he seemed to establish his jab pretty well and frustrate you quite a bit while you were trying to box with him in those rounds.
As you know, I was getting my jab off too. And as you know, he has a great jab, like everyone knows. You know, and he's a great fighter. And I feel I'm the best fighter in the world because I beat the best fighter in the world. Everybody gave him the regards.
Do you feel he was the second best heavyweight out there?
Absolutely. Now I proved it.
Was when Kevin said to you before the round, start throwing punches with mean intentions, it sounded to me like he was really saying, forget that jab I've been telling you to throw all this time.
No. He wanted me to use the jab, but I was trying to convince him, which is my fault, and I should never do that. He was getting tired. And I said, give me one more round. Give me one more round. And I'll do whatever you say.
You describe it for us.
Well, I saw I could sneak the uppercut in there. And I was just working it to the body, to the head. I saw it was hurt. And I just put everything together. He was tough, but I thought I'm going to put him together. And as you see, I'm putting him together. Boom.
You hit him some decent shots up to then. Were you surprised that he took them as well as he did?
I saw him fight Weaver, and Weaver's the greatest knockout puncher around when he was fighting. And he took Weaver's best shot.
What is your feeling of satisfaction compared to the last time we had you here?
Well, I opened up and I was using my head more. And now when I go to the gym, I don't have to listen to too much criticism, even though I'm going to hear it.
Are you looking forward to fighting Tony Tucker and unifying the whole heavyweight division next?
Absolutely. I want his title so bad it's not even funny.
Okay, we hope it's not funny, or we hope maybe it's funny. But we'll hope to be there.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, and congratulations again. Back to ringside.
Here is the champion of the WBC and WBA, Mike Tyson. He is all business. He, of course, has won all 30 of his fights. Kevin Rooney, the man we spoke of a moment ago.
Anybody in the world, sort of like somebody trying to foist a spokesman on Lee Iacocca.
And Tyson's entrance into the ring literally being heralded. And there, of course, is the record that we spoke of, 27 knockouts. Tony Tucker has come into the ring. He sprinted into the ring. Well, whether he sprints out remains to be seen. He's won 34, not 35.
This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unification of the heavyweight championship of the world. In the blue corner, fighting out of Houston, Texas, weighing 221 pounds, with a professional record of 34 wins, no defeats, 29 KOs. He is the IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Tony TNT Tucker. And in the red corner, from Catskills, New York, he too weighs 221 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career, 30 wins, no defeats, with 27 KOs. He is the WBA and WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, now, here we go. Now, you've had your instructions in the dressing room to protect yourself at all times. Any question, Mr. Tucker is chief second. Any question, Mr. Tyson, the chief second. Let's get it on, come on.
There's a line in the movie Full Metal Jacket. You can talk the talk, can you walk the walk? It's time for Tony Tucker now to walk the walk.
Or run the run, as it were. And we'll see what kind of tactic Tucker takes.
I was expecting Mike Tyson to jump right on Tony Tucker. Tucker, I had figured that he should at least tie his man up, try to frustrate Mike Tyson.
But is he strong enough to do that?
Well,
that was a good right hand by Tucker. That might have been the best shot that Mike Tyson has ever taken right there.
Did you notice that uppercut blocked Mike Tyson? He may have seen something. Technically speaking, no one gave Tucker a chance. But there are miracles here. What do you see in Mike Tyson? And we always felt that he was susceptible to take jabs, but I think what Tucker saw in Tyson was the uppercut. He was susceptible to...
Stopped by a punch.
What happened then was the best thing that Tucker could have done.
Tucker said when we talked to him, he said, I'm not worried about what he's going to do to me. I'm worried about what I'm going to do to him. That's confidence. And another right hand by Tucker. There was a left hand by Tyson.
With sheer motivation here. A lot of confidence.
Yeah, he said he likes being the underdog, even though it's the first time he's been one. Probably since he was an amateur.
You know what's happening? Every time Mike reaches in, Tony comes with the right hand.
The other thing you have to say about Tucker, frankly, I didn't think he fought that well, but it was against James Broad. Against Douglas, he fought a little bit better. And now we'll see what he can do against certainly the best.
Here we go, here we go.
Again, a right hand, but he took a right from Tyson. And another big right by Mike Tyson. Did a very good first round for both men, and particularly for Tucker. A great left hand at the bell by Tyson.
Well, Tony Tucker is a 10-1 underdog. He wasn't 10-1 in that round.
You gotta go to the body first. It's just like that in the end, you start to pick it up a little bit. You gotta come alive a little bit. You understand me? Yeah, I understand. Relax yourself. Right there in the end, that's where you gotta fight the guy. You gotta go to the body first, then up to the head. Don't look for the one shot to the head, go to the body.
The balcony here at this place. We'll show you a picture of him later on.
Go to the body, don't look for the one punch to the head.
He's putting 3-4 punches together. And he's following up with left uppercuts, left hooks.
Led with the left uppercut that time.
Just has to keep those hands high. That's very important.
Well, you know, Ray, I hearken back to your fight with Marvin Hagler, where after
surviving the first round actually can turn the tables around in a fighter. It gives him the confidence. And again, like Tony Tucker, Barry's, in fact, he's throwing one. He's using his height, his reach.
Good body shot by Tyson. That's exactly what Kevin Rooney was telling him to do in the corner.
Not let Tyson work that body. Tyson's trying to slow Tucker down by body shots.
Tyson's not telling him to jab to box. He's telling him to jab to get inside.
That was a good example of this in the face of Tony Tucker. He really wants to frustrate Mike Tyson.
There was a left hand by Tyson, but it did not appear to hurt Tucker.
You're making a miss real good. You got to come up punching right away.
This is the third round. A lot of people did not think it would go this far.
You can't allow Mike Tyson to punch inside. Now we need to see some jabs by Tucker and some lateral movement, which we see now. And catch him, try to catch Tyson coming in with his head.
Mills Lane, very take charge as a referee. No nonsense guy. Tucker with another left hook to the head of Mike Tyson.
Got his man up and got out of the corner.
There was a good right hand again by Tucker. In close, catching Tyson on the way in.
He's finished with the left hook, Barry.
What's allowing Tony Tucker to get that hook and that uppercut in?
Born in with coming in with his head. The uppercut has been doing a...
There was a good left hand, and that staggered Tony Tucker.
But the fact of the matter is, frustration is what it caused. It creates frustration in the fight.
The tactics of Tony Tucker, but I'm not sure you don't disagree with those.
I don't
tactics.
disagree at all, because Tony's been tying his man up.
There was a good right hand by Tucker again.
But they're uppercuts, Barry. You notice they're uppercuts.
One punch at a time, he makes you miss it, then he pops it at one time, you understand? You gotta use your jab, you gotta box him a little bit, you understand? Get the bounce in your leg, 7-7 combinations, you gotta combinate. You gotta throw the combination, you're just looking for one shot.
We start the fourth round. And in Tyson's corner, they
Not look for one punch. And that's where normally Tyson's able to dominate his opponent, because he throws a barrage of punches. Not one punch, because one punch normally is not going to do it. You see the intensity in Tony Tucker.
There was a big left hand by Tyson, and that was the one big punch. And another one.
You see, this is what Tyson wanted. He wanted Tucker to stand there and exchange punch for punch. In this case, normally Tyson comes out on top.
Get him up, Tucker, come on.
As well or not, Tucker can withstand this type of pressure.
Get him up, Mike, come on.
Tyson needs to use his. The jab of Tony Tucker is starting to work again. Take it downstairs sometime. He needs to throw a jab downstairs, bring it back up to the head.
There's a right hand again by Tyson, but Tucker appears unhurt again. Definitely has his legs back under him after being hurt earlier in this round. Another good shot. And Tyson with another left hand.
He's just trying to slow that movement down. That movement seems to be affecting Mike's punches, because he's not able to get his punches in there.
That he did throw right behind it.
But Tyson starting to double his punch up a little bit more on the chin of Tony Tucker.
You know, something that could become a factor that you never thought would have is the fact that this, originally you'd have thought that's sort of like making war and peace.
That Tony Tucker has initiated respect. He stood his ground. He rocked Mike Tyson the first round with a beautiful uppercut. So there's mutual respect here. Good hand speed by Tony Tucker. I just don't like when he stands there and exchange punches.
Tyson got the better of that exchange. Tyson's fought has either run or stood right in front of him, and he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move and I'll be firing. And through the first 3 rounds at any rate, I'm not so sure about the fourth, but the first 3 rounds, exactly what he did.
Very inviting for a counter right hand, a lead-off right. There's the left hook. But you notice the left hand of Tony Tucker.
Virtually all night, and even when he threw the jab.
Directly in front of Tony Tucker. And that's why Tony's able to get those punches off. He should be giving a little more head movement. Left, right, left, right. Be less of a target.
There was a right hand in close by Tyson.
That was a right hand, Barry, but you know the Tucker and get him out of there.
There was a right hand by Tyson. Left missed, right was right there.
On the side, do something different. You're coming straight and you let him run around. He's running around. You gotta change it up just a little bit, you understand? More jabs, more jabs. Bad intention. Jody Point with bad intention.
You get the feeling from Tucker's corner, Ray, that they think this fight is winnable.
Did you see that?
You can understand now, Ray.
A lot of people.
Right hand by Tyson.
Tucker's corner want him not to tie his man up, which I think is a good move because it doesn't allow Tyson to punch. But instead, they wanted to push Tyson off and go at him, which I think could be a costly mistake. Mike Tyson's perpetual motion is always coming, so you have to break his rhythm, either with a jab or to tie him up and break that rhythm.
I haven't seen anybody be able to push him off.
By pushing a man off.
Right hand by Tyson, back Tucker up between Rudy and Tyson.
Tyson's just walking his man down, trying to catch up with him. But instead, here, Tucker is moving to his right. And what Mike has to do is foot move because I didn't expect that much from him. But the fact of the matter is, it's making matters very, very tough for Mike Tyson to get inside.
Tyson looks right now like he's in it for the long haul here. And there was a big right hand. Tucker says, no, I'm not hurt. I've always found that to mean I'm hurt.
That right hand landed because, again, the habit that Tucker makes is dropping his left hand at his side.
And he took another right hand, got cute, and paid the price.
I think he's watched my fight before.
Yeah, I think he has too. I think his timing is not as good as yours.
Very good. Now, get a little spring in the leg, get a little bounce into them legs, and using that jab the same way. And that right hand, you see, you hit him with the right hand. You gotta do more of that. He's a difficult guy to fight. He's moving. Whenever you get close, he grabs. I haven't seen him punch out once yet.
Let's take a look at that right hand that Mike Tyson got in. Yeah, you see him use the left hand just as a way to get in, and then firing the right behind it. And this is good fighting now that he's settled down. The great fighters don't go out looking for a quick knockout. The great fighters go out and fight. And when the opportunity for the big punch comes in, they take it. That little bit of insolence he had at the start of the fight to establish himself doesn't seem to be there anymore. He has to go on the attack.
But again, you notice the movement of Tucker's really throwing Tyson off, not allowing him to get inside and be effective.
Tyson's jab in the last 3 rounds has been effective in allowing him to get inside on Tony Tucker. It's not a jab like Tucker's. Tucker predominantly a boxer, and Tyson, of course, a banger.
And we see Tucker trying to, but Tucker's really doing a fantastic job.
He hasn't been as tense and tentative he was in the fight with Douglas. He appeared to be as loose throughout most of this fight.
No, I would agree. He's very relaxed. I think what did it was that first round when he rocked Mike Tyson. He said, hey, I can punch too.
Well, in fact, in that first fight, he got a cramp in his left arm in the first round. A knot actually formed. It was with him the whole fight. And he feels it was just from tenseness.
Also, he wants to prove that he is indeed a great fighter.
You know, another thing that I feel we should at least point out here is there was a rumor in Las Vegas boxing circles, but there was a rumor about Tyson's, or rather Tucker's right hand, that he had injured his right hand, and that's why he backed off.
Not in a heavyweight. They don't throw those kind of punches.
Once again, Tucker trying to get cute, and again getting the worst of it. still mugging with Tyson, which brings the crowd alive.
Well, when you do that, and I know from experience because I invented it, you got to be very careful because you're so vulnerable for a counter punch.
Here we go.
That 7th round with Tony Tucker being animated on his antics, the key to that is the fact from a psychological standpoint with the fighters intimidating this Hagler. I mean, I'm sorry, Hagler's on my mind now. But Tyson, it really affects a fighter. And I'm sure Tucker thinks it's going to work for him.
Well, it is a fact. Tony Tucker has watched the tape of the Sugar Ray Leonard Marvin Hagler fight on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, it was only half worked.
But if you analyze it though, Barry, actually he's doing what I did to Hagler.
Yeah, but you did that and made the punch count, and he did that and got hit.
Well, the key is doing what you have to do.
Over left hand.
Okay, I like that in Mike Tyson because he's throwing combinations again. But whenever he looks for one shot, he's talking for a long, long night.
I've seen him throw the right hand in anger since the middle of the...
Well, in a fight of this intensity, this magnitude, when you're fighting, you really don't feel it because your adrenaline is flowing and you don't feel the pain.
He did throw a right uppercut there, which missed. Mike Tyson seems to have gained control of the fight.
That right hand seemed to hurt Tucker. His knee seemed to buckle just for a second.
Right hand up on the top of the head.
When guys are in tremendous shape, it's very tough to see what, to tell whether or not they're hurt or not.
He's hoping they can hit sneak punch with one good shot and hurt you. Now, you got to move your head a little bit more. You're not moving enough. Move your head, come in and get in there and punch out. You're not punching out at all. You put your arm right around. You got to punch out. You got to think about that. You got to get on me. It's time to get
The question for an athlete like Mike Tyson isn't whether he's going to win, but how he wins. It's like a Sebastian Coe, not whether he's going to win the mile race, but what his time is. So what we're going to watch from now on is really, can he break down Tucker? Can he get him hurt? Can he stop him? Can he end in style?
You move your head a little bit more. You need to see more head movement.
That graphic a minute ago saying 15 rounds, as we mentioned. You can hear Kevin Rooney yelling in the background. Get on him, he said. Wanted Tyson to move his head. That's something, Ray, you pointed out about 5 rounds ago.
Yes, you have to move that head in order to get inside and not be the uppercuts. He's very susceptible to the uppercuts.
There's a right hand by Tucker that backed Tyson off.
Get him up, both of you. Come on.
There was a big left hand, but again, Tucker shakes his head. I'm okay.
A lot of times, when that left hook of Tyson's landed, because that's the direction that Tony Tucker's moving, it takes away the power of it.
Get to the side, Jeremy, get to the side.
Right hand right above us by Tyson.
What you do, you stop, and then you throw your punches. Then get back on your bicycle.
Mills Lane saying, I don't want to have to penalize you. Let's do some punching. Tyson getting off quicker with his jab now.
It's a good, short, strong, fast left jab of Mike Tyson.
You pretty much agree with that judgment of Larry Merchant, right?
I think it's a little closer than that. But these last few rounds here are very, very important. Again, we talk about judges' criteria, how he's scoring the fight, whether or not he's scoring the most effective punches or the percentage of punches that are landed.
Well, if in fact ring generalship is a key factor in judging a fight. I really do believe that since about the 5th round, Mike Tyson has been in charge of the fight.
He has been the aggressor. Mike has not been able to land the kind of punches we've seen in the past. And the reason for that is because of the way that Tony Tucker has approached this fight.
All right.
Rather than his hand.
Tony Tucker's right hand now is dropping, and that is asking for Mike Tyson's left hook. He needs to throw a little short jab, then step. Like that. Throw a jab, then step in. Get close. Now come.
There it was.
That's what you have to do. That's what he has to do, brother. This jab's gonna get him closer to the taller man, Tucker, and then he can throw his punches. Once again, bro, you see what's happening here. Then he gets in. Now he's starting to cut the ring off. Now he's not following Tucker. Now he's inside again. The jab once again is effective.
It's as effectively as
more and work his way in.
And remember, it's a different kind of jab. Not a jab that you use just to keep a man off of you.
Mike can't keep running with his chin like that. Not with the hand speed of Tony Tucker. I'm almost expecting one to go down because a lot of times both guys are reaching in with their chins first.
Tyson was a little short with both that right and the left.
Will he try?
He looked a little bit like a tired fighter, just looking at him in his corner between those rounds.
Oh, because he's never fought this. This is when your body aches, your legs cramp, but you got to push it. You got to push it to the limit.
And in Tyson's corner, they told him he got 2 rounds left, fight for the full 3 minutes.
Your arms ache, they start to drop your side. That jab was going to get him closer. Mike's face. And the reason there's frustration is because of what Tucker's doing. He's tying his man up. Those little antics there sometimes work. I mean, he's fighting his fight. He's doing his thing. He doesn't care what people say on the books.
There's been a lot of Tyson opponents that haven't done that.
I mean, just check out.
Come on, let's do it! Hey, go! Stay with him! Stay with him!
You know what happened? The crowd somewhat is booing. Some of them are booing. And while they're booing, it's because they expected the inevitable. And it didn't happen for them. Tucker's fighting a great fight.
Mike Tyson is 1 round away from becoming the unified heavyweight champion at the age of 21.
But interestingly
This
enough,
obviously won't be a dramatic victory unless he does something dramatic here, but it
was interesting. Did you hear Kevin Rooney in the corner saying, with these judges, you never know. You got to go out there and win this round big. So Rooney just being a realist.
I have to say something, bro. You know, when Tony Tucker won the title against Buster Douglas, I felt that he needed more experience to deal with Mike Tyson, that he wasn't strong enough, nor had the experience to deal with Mike Tyson. I said, it'd probably be a blowout. But he said, so what with these so-called experts? I'm going to show you. And this is what he did tonight. You have to take your head off to the guy. Against a guy as mobile, hand speed, height, and reach advantage.
He had the big hat, and while maybe he didn't have all the cattle, at least he had a couple of cows. Crowd getting a little tired of that. Tucker never seems to be fighting the kind of fight that he thinks he's winning. There was a big left hand. Tucker says, no, I'm all right. I'm all right. Tyson finishing with a flourish. And so is Tucker. Great finish to a pretty entertaining evening. It's over.
Well, Tony Tucker talked the talk and walked the walk. He fought him. And he was a better fighter than most of us knew that he was. There's an old saying in boxing, you never know how good an unbeaten fighter is. And an unbeaten fighter is hard to beat because he doesn't know that he can be beat. And that's how Tucker fought tonight.
Conversation going on between the two. This seems of a friendly nature.
No, you got it right. All I'm going to say is, praise the Lord, Mike. Praise the Lord, baby.
For the winner by unanimous decision and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
So Mike Tyson, not surprisingly, the unanimous decision winner over Tony Tucker.
Started to throw big punches again. Describe what you see. What was all this jiving and antics?
He was a little intimidating. He would try to make me think that he was fresh and he was ready to go when he was not tired. I wasn't expecting him. But look, as soon as I come in, he grabs me.
Mike, congratulations.
Thank you, Larry.
Undisputed champion, 21 years old. Do you feel now that you're the undisputed champion, that really is more meaningful than the other championships in terms of history?
I knew I was youngest heavyweight champion when I beat Berger. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mike, thank you.
Our undisputed heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, defends his IBF, WBA, and WBC titles against the #1 contender, Tyrell Biggs.
Biggs has been trying to make the transition from an amateur to a professional, to being more aggressive. And in so doing, he's been catching punches. The question is whether he can find out who he is and fight the fight who he is. And that best fight might be fighting as an amateur, sticking and moving, floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. You can't win in here unless you take some shots, take some risks.
You know, he quotes Joe Frazier, actually, as he comes into the ring when people criticize his height, that he's too small, and he says Frazier believed he was big enough to get the job done, and that's all that counts. Mike Tyson, of course, 31-0, 27 knockouts.
Until he won the title, actually, he hadn't fought anybody more impressive than Biggs has fought to this point.
Again, still very much into this. 5 years difference. Mike Tyson is younger than Biggs, even though he's had 31 fights to Biggs' 15.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the white trunks and weighs 228 3/4 pounds. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This Olympic gold medal champion has 15 consecutive victories, 10 by knockout. Introducing the #1 challenger in the world, Tyrell Biggs. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He weighs 216 pounds. From Catskill, New York. 27 of his 31 unblemished victories are by knockout. The undefeated, undisputed, heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Gentlemen, you received your instructions prior to coming into the ring. Therefore, I expect a good, clean bout. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves in the back to your corner. Good luck.
Expect Tyson to jump right on Tyrell Biggs.
three questions that Mike Tyson really has to answer. Can he cope with a clever boxer? Can he survive a heavy puncher? And can he persevere when he's hurt?
You notice right from the start, Tyson is applying the pressure, trying to slow his man down. I'm seeing more jabs from Mike Tyson than I've seen in the past. I see a lot of movement on the part of Tyrell Biggs. Good lateral movement. Those hands should be up a little higher because, again, the hand speed of Mike Tyson is very good.
You have said that Biggs has to go side to side to win the fight, Ray.
Go side to side, give your man angles, throw the jab like he's doing now, not to let Tyson set up.
Tyson also said that he has found a pattern in Tyrell Biggs that he feints to the right before the punch actually is thrown.
Well, whatever he does, the fact that Tyson has to set up to get that kind of leverage. See, a good snapping jab is very effective. Whether or not Biggs can keep this up is yet to be seen. It's not time to be pretty in here, it's just time to frustrate this man. And that's what they want from Biggs. Good, consistent jab.
And along the lines of patterns, Biggs feels that Tyson actually bobs in a pattern 4 times, and then he comes up with his head.
See, wait, now here, you saw how Tyson walks in with that crouching style to deliver a shot. He's trying for the head. Now we're seeing head hunting from Mike Tyson. He can't get into that.
That was a good shot by Tyson.
Get off the ropes, tie your man up. That's the way. Get him back into the center ring. Use the jab again. And come with that right hand.
That was a quick little overhand right by Tyrell Biggs.
Biggs now is talking to Tyson. Again, Barry, he's trying to frustrate him. But I don't like his hands down that low. Hooks.
Keep him up, Mike. Keep him up.
Body shot by Tyson. Teofilo Stevenson, and I admit it was 5 years ago, but he really bothered me.
There's the hook. Again, because his hands are down. He's moving right, but he keeps his hands down too low. Tyson has very quick hands for a big man.
Tyson's equipment here in just a moment as it has come loose.
Biggs is starting to become a stationary target, which is wrong.
Right hand by
Bad
Tyson.
move.
A little bit of blood inside the mouth of Tyrell Biggs.
I don't know if Biggs can fight a perfect fight, but he fought about as perfect a round. And as punch stat showed or confirmed, that was a very good round, using the left hand as well as he can. That is exactly what Biggs must do to stay in this fight. Can Tyson neutralize the jab?
You see, Biggs was doing great the first 2 minutes of the first round, keeping that jab consistent, moving lateral, giving angles. But then the last maybe 45 seconds of the round, Barry, he stopped, became stationary target. The hands again, which I think is a major mistake because of Tyson's hand speed. And Tyson throws his punch, he loops his right hand.
As Biggs did have a round and did fight according to his fight plan, but he still took some strong shots from Tyson.
But see, now Biggs again, Barry, is starting to stand there and exchange toe-to-toe, like I said earlier. You can't do that. Tyson's punches come so fast with so much velocity behind them. It's devastating.
And want to slug it out when he's been stunned. And that could be suicide.
And the way that Biggs is moving to his right, that's wrong because of the hook of Mike Tyson. He'll run right to the left hook. I have not seen that yet.
And the game plan was for Biggs rather to move to his left.
And that's going to help bring those hands down even lower.
Remember, Stevenson broke 3 ribs of Tyrell Biggs.
I'm looking for a left hook, Barry. I really am, because look at the right hand of Tyrell Biggs. That's the uppercut, and the right hand does the most damage.
There was a big right hand, best punch of the fight.
That was the left hook, Barry. That was the left hook I was talking about. Now, if Biggs should make it back to his corner, I'm sure Georgie Benson will say, keep those hands high. But the fact of the matter is, the right hand's down, Biggs, the left hook has been scoring. And it rocked Biggs.
And here is Tyson's most effective punch. Biggs has been on his flat-footed more in this round than he was in the first round. Got nailed with the left hook. He has shown in the past that he takes a good punch. You don't want to take too many from Tyson.
So Kevin Rooney wants Mike Tyson to jab a little bit more. And Biggs starts the third round backing up a little bit.
Good stiff jab by Mike Tyson. Tyson will constantly apply pressure to Biggs. Keep working his body and working the jab like Kevin Rooney stated. People don't realize this, and I learned this from Angelo Dundee. It's not a matter how long your jab is, the fact that you have a jab, use it. That offsets someone else's jab.
Another left hook.
A lot of leverage. 1-2. You see it. Steps in. You have to time his movement. 1-2. Again, same thing. 1-2. And he throws it.
And a body shot with the left hand. And now the cut over the left eye, and it's pretty bad.
It's the same eye, the same cut.
And another big left hand, and Biggs is hurt. Now he gets out of there. A lot of blood from the left eye of Tyrell Biggs.
That's the same thing probably happened with terrible mistake.
That's something you pointed out before the fight. And now it's Tyson just hammering him.
That's a nasty cut. The blood is seeping to the eye. It's going to require a lot of work in the corner of Tyrell Biggs to stop that bleeding.
The cut is right above the eye. It's exactly in the same place as the last one.
I don't know what happened. All that gym work has gone down the drain because he's not boxing, he's not using his tools. He's trying to outmuscle Mike Tyson, which is not his fight plan.
And there is a huge left hand. And I don't think I have to tell you what a finisher Mike Tyson is.
See if we can catch it as it happens. That's the punch that apparently sliced Bay open. Excuse me, Tyrell Biggs.
It's the same right hand, Larry, that was thrown by David Bay.
Let's remember that Biggs has fought his best when he's been in trouble.
But I think it's fair to say that he's not in there against David Bay tonight. Right hand body shot and the left hand behind it by Tyson.
Mike Tyson is not just loaded up with one punch. He's trying to put his punches together. He's trying to put together combinations. A mistake he made with Tony Tucker.
Tyson Ray, to me, seems to be a little bit more patient tonight.
Yes, in fact, he is a little more composed, picking his shots. But again, I don't know why they don't pick it up in Biggs' corner, the way Tyson steps in and leaves his chin so vulnerable. The way I see it now, Mike Tyson has made Biggs fight his fight.
So far, the cut has not been any worse, and remember, it was a pretty good job done by Ace Murad as cut man in the fight with David Bay, but again, Tyson just putting all the pressure on him, having it his way.
Didn't seem like Michael was a good short uppercut by Mike Tyson. A little more body movement from Tyrell Biggs now. Start throwing some uppercuts.
He took a big left hand there. And another.
The cut is reopened again.
Does it happen, Ray, that a fighter like Biggs, in this case tonight, will go into a fight with a game plan, and almost from the opening bell, he'll just let that game plan go away.
His game plan. He works the body with that right hand. He drills a hard right hand to the body and comes up with a good left hook.
But Biggs is doing almost everything exactly the opposite of what he said he was going to do. Huge left hand there by Tyson. And a combination by Tyson, a left and a right behind it. Getting to be a mismatch. And so we start the 5th round, and Tyson is right on his man. Tyrell's going to recognize himself when he wakes up tomorrow morning.
I don't know what that was a second ago by Tyrell Biggs. This is somewhat disappointing for Biggs' corner because he has more talent than what he's showing tonight. The left hooks has been consistent and very, very accurate with Mike Tyson.
But they're there for good reason, right?
Well, Tyson, because look what you have in front of you. The fact that Biggs is not doing what he worked on. He just forgot about his game plan, totally abandoned it. Mike Tyson, he's doing what he does best. Work the body, work the head.
He's leaving himself completely open for the left hook.
Well, I think this is a good education for the public because for any boxer, or puncher rather in particular, you have to be consistent, keep those hands high.
And again, that cut over the left eye has opened up. There is a swelling.
Biggs he has to work something out, which is actually the left jab to break that rhythm and stop the momentum of Mike Tyson. He continues, Barry, to allow Mike to dominate.
And again, bleeding from the mouth as he has been since the 1st round. Not a pretty sight.
He subjects himself, Biggs does, to stand toe-to-toe and being actually a punching bag. More knots and bruises because Tyson is hard. Good body shot by Mike Tyson.
In Tyrell Biggs' corner, and look long and hard at that cut in the last round, and you're going to see him again. Tyson hit on a break that time.
I'm Gerald Bunker. It's a boxing match, not a wrestling match. When I say break, you both break. Understood? You understand, Mike? Joe? Let's go.
That cut looks even uglier. I'm sure the doctor will look at it.
Bloody Friday. Lou Duva is doing everything possible to inspire Biggs.
And Biggs holding on a great deal now. There was a right hand by Tyson. And another.
Biggs, you have to say, he takes a good shot, but this was not necessary. I mean, I figured that Biggs would make this fight a little easier for him. Instead, he abandoned his tactics in Mike Tyson's fight. I love those body shots, Barry. Tyrell Biggs. And what Mike wants him to be is a stationary target.
Tyson has fought an excellent fight so far.
I like Tyson because now he's putting his combinations together. He's not loading up anymore.
And he's also showing a lot more patience. He was a guy who would just get in there and go for the quick kill and try to do it, generally speaking, with one punch.
You know what's happening here? Actually, Biggs is just wearing down, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. It's like chopping a tree down. It's the same principle. Mike Tyson's wearing his man down. Seldom does Biggs retaliate. Very seldom you see Biggs come back with a combination of his own.
These two, of course, go back a long way, all the way back to amateur days. Another left hand, and there's a great shot. Biggs is in trouble.
He's been pounded on. His legs don't look steady.
Costamato, the mentor of Mike Tyson, used to put numbers on the different fight combinations, and Kevin Rooney is Tyson's disciple.
Said, if your legs are gone, stand there and fight them. Stand toe-to-toe and fight them. Because you don't see movement.
He hasn't had movement actually for past 2 or 3 rounds. And just to further that point, in the last round, our punch stat figures Tyrell Biggs threw 15 punches, Ray.
And those body attacks by Mike Tyson. I mean, he gets his whole body, a lot of leverage. I've seen that many uppercuts from Tyrell Biggs.
Now, that was his game plan. I mean, that was something he said he had to do. Shown any more blood.
I noticed when Tyson comes in, Biggs try to stand his ground and throw a right hand, trying for one punch.
And he's never, there's a right hand that just caught Biggs off balance.
And just trying to protect himself.
Biggs, of course, has never been known as a guy who could put a man away with one punch. He dropped Snipes with a good right hand. But he didn't put him away.
The elbow there from Tyson. Oh, that punch.
That was a tremendous left hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How do you feel, Tyrell? Okay?
Oh, this is it.
He is gone right now. He has no legs at all. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over. It's all over. And it wasn't even close.
Tyson's credit. He's the one who makes it happen. He makes it happen with his pressure. And no matter what an opponent's plan is, that plan disintegrates like a broken piece of crockery when it's faced with that kind of pressure.
Look at the right hand of Tyrell Biggs. It's down, and the left hook has been landing from round 1. But the first minute or two of round 1, Biggs is doing his job, boxing. Now he becomes a stationary target. That toe-to-toe tactics proved wrong against David Bay, which he subsequently was cut. And now the same thing happened. So all we had was actually a replay of what took place. Here, Mike Tyson just wears his man down with beautiful short left hooks.
It was really more his legs than anything else. He was just kind of off balance, had his legs together, just never really got it together. Here's the final knockdown now.
No, I think it's the power and the fact that Mike Tyson actually wore his man down.
One more look at the end for Tyrell Biggs.
And Barry, let me say this for you and Larry. There is a way to stop a guy coming in, and it's with a jab. You gotta work on jabs, angles, and combinations.
Yeah, and Ray, he did it for 1 round. That was it.
But that was his fault, Barry. He forgot. He just gave up. We just abandoned the tactics that would have been effective.
Now, that's what I mean. As a matter of fact, and I don't mean to just blow smoke at you because you did it, but you were the only person I've ever seen start with a fight plan and stay with a fight plan and just not get away from it.
Well, that's what is required against a guy with the kind of heart, determination, power of Mike Tyson. You got to be consistent.
Still the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson!
Mike, he looked very impressive in the first round, looking like Ali, the way he moved and jabbed. What were your thoughts at that point, and then how did you attack him to stop that?
Well, in my mind, I knew this was 15 rounds, and I was prepared to put the pressure on constantly for 15 rounds. You know, I was having a great time in there. I felt good. I was in the best condition of my life, and I did what I was supposed to do. Well, I was in there looking for the punch, boom, and I knew it would come. Because when he threw a punch, his hand opened a little, and I thought I could slip a punch right in there.
Were you trying to work on his cut early on because he was pretty bloody?
No, I wasn't even thinking about the cut. I was just hitting to the body, softening him up.
Boom, the left hook again. The left hook slip bang. Look at me. It's a boom. Bam.
Body shot.
Boom.
Fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the white trunks with red trim and weighs 225 3/4 pounds. From Easton, Pennsylvania, his professional record, 48 victories, only 2 defeats, 34 KOs. For 7.5 years, he ruled the division as an undefeated champion with 20 successful defenses. Tonight, he's the challenger, Ladies and gentlemen, the man known as the Eastern Assassin, former heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes! Wearing the solid black trunks, weighing 215 3/4 pounds, from Catskill, New York, which is the hometown of the late great trainer of champions, Pasamato. His professional record, a perfect 32-0, 28 KOs, 23 KOs in 4 rounds or less, and 16 knockouts in the first round. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Here we go, round 1, the heavyweight championship of the world. Tyson quickly on top of Holmes, and he nails him right away. Larry trying to box him. Can that left jab keep him away? So far, Tyson is coming through it. Larry trying to keep it in his face. Larry almost looking awkward as he lunged forward with the left hand, trying to keep it in the face. Looking almost, certainly very, very cautious with Tyson. Tyson showing no respect so far, boring in the way he always does. Larry not on offense at all so far. He's been strictly a defensive fighter in the first round. Looking as though he's trying to survive this first round. Mike Tyson fighting as he has fought every other fight, just attacking his opponent from the opening bell. Of course, this is the way you would expect to see Larry fight him, and wonder if it will frustrate the younger Mike Tyson. Tyson doing a nice job in this big 24-foot ring, cutting Holmes off in the corner. Tyson showing no respect for anything that Holmes does as he bores in, leading with the left hand. This is exactly the way to throw Tyson off balance, by shifting left and right. Joe Cortez, the third man in the ring, the referee. And this is the first round. Holmes looking almost in fear of Mike Tyson in the first round. Mike not losing his cool. Larry knows all the tricks of the trade, knows exactly how to tie him up when he gets inside. He's not going to let Mike wail away with him. Mike Tyson to get loose once you hang on to him, because he's vicious with his uppercuts, left and right. Tyson just showing no fear of Holmes. Larry finally goes on offense at the closing bell. It's Tyson's round. This is round 2, scheduled for 12. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world at stake. Mike Tyson attacks Larry Holmes. Tyson is attacking Holmes the same way he has on every other opponent he's faced. Larry lets a right hand go that catches Tyson. No damage done at all. One of the big questions, if in fact Larry can nail Tyson. We've never seen Tyson hit, so we don't really know how we'll react to it. At time they traded blows. Big question is, how long can his legs stay strong? There's a lot of pressure on him constantly in this fight. He has to stay moving, and stay moving on those legs away from Mike Tyson. Larry giving plenty of respect to the champion. Larry lets the right hand go, but Mike very slick, ducks underneath it. Holmes comes with an uppercut of his own. Difficult round to score. Holmes looked again, almost awkward throwing that right hand. Larry just missed him with a right hand and almost nailed him on the chin. Larry got tagged that time, but he's all right. Tyson's blows just look so much heavier than when Larry throws a punch. Larry doing a nice job with the left, keeping it in the face, but the old Larry Holmes would have been snapping the left hand off. Again, Tyson tries to put the pressure on Larry. Larry knows how to tie him up, and the bell ends round number 2. As we show you a replay, is Tyson boring in. Look at the look on Larry's face. He looks almost in total fear. He's off balance. Larry has got to start mustering some offense. He can't give away these early rounds like this and expect to be fresh at 38 years old as we get into the middle and late rounds. All right, this is round number 3. Tyson runs from his stool, attacks Holmes. He's going to keep the pressure on him constantly. At 21 years old, he feels he can wear him down. And just Larry going 3 minutes for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds. If it goes that far, he's going to run out of gas unless he's in better shape than most people believe he can get his body in. But he's got to start mounting some offense. Through the right hand that time. It hit Mike, but grazed him on the chin. Mike shakes his head no. Punching power. Of course, Larry is a guy in his career. Holmes still won most of his fights by accumulating punches before his knockouts occurred. Mike attacks. Larry has brilliant defense. Mike really hasn't been able to catch him flush yet. Larry tries to do something inside. Mike counters by throwing 4 or 5 punches. Mike almost has to reach up to get his 5'11 and a half. Larry is 6'3". Larry with that left hand down, and he better not leave it down. He better keep it up in the face of this guy. Seconds to go in this, the 3rd round. Oh, first good right hand landed. Watch this. This is the part right at the end of the round. He caught Larry flush that time. Larry able to shake it off and come back with a shot of his own. Now the bell sounds here. We're coming up to round number 4. I believe Tyson has won all 3 of the first 3 rounds. This is round 4. Let's see if Larry can pick up the offense a bit. Larry up on his toes now. This is the way a young Larry Holmes would have fought Mike Tyson. Now Holmes is maybe going to open up some offense here. The crowd loves to see this. Larry definitely a sentimental favorite. Here's Tyson attacking again. Larry has a more confident look on his face now than he had in the first round. Left hook caught him that time, though. Can't get too cute with this guy. You've got to keep moving. Not continue that round after round. Oh, a big right hand, and down goes the former champion. He's definitely hurt. His legs are gone, and in comes Mike. It was a big right hand. Larry's nailed again. Tyson knows he has him in trouble. It's just a matter of time. Larry will not survive this round. He's trying to fight back with everything he has. He's trying desperately, but this is not the same age man that was able to do it against Ronaldo Snipes. He goes with a big right hand. The left hook. Larry stays on his feet, showing tremendous heart. Nail with a left hook. Holmes is getting set up for the right hand. Here it comes. The left will come inside. There's the left. There's the right. Larry's ready to go again. He's hit with the left hand. 17 seconds. He may be able to get by the round now. He should be hanging on. Nail with the right hand, the left hand. He's got to hang on, or they'll stop the fight. Down he goes. Larry's hurt. It's all over.
We are live in Korakuen Stadium in Tokyo, Japan, as HBO Sports presents World Championship Boxing. Undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson defends his crown against former champion Tony Tubbs in a bout scheduled for 12 rounds.
You can expect the first round. There is no such thing as feeling out process to Mike Tyson. He jumps right on his opponents and try to take their heart. We have to see whether or not that's going to happen today.
And millions of boxing fans watching around the world.
Tony TNT Tubbs, one-time WBA heavyweight champion of the world. And now a challenger, and the first challenger, Gaitare. It refers to foreign celebrities who are brought here by the overwhelming economic power of the yen currency as opposed to other world currencies. Now joining Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Mick Jagger as Gaitare is Mike Tyson.
And the interesting thing here is we were led to believe that the Japanese fans would view this more as a show, and that they sit on their hands a lot. But they are truly as excited as people led us to believe they were underneath their impassive masks.
Of course, if you have seen Tyson before, you are aware of what is called the gladiator look. No robe, no towels, no socks, just the black trunks, the boots, and the 10-ounce Everlast gloves. Mike Tyson is 21 and a half years old, unbeaten in 33 fights with 29 knockouts. He went 12 rounds to a decision twice. This is his 6th title defense as heavyweight champ, the 3rd defense as holder of the championship in the eyes of all 3 governing bodies. Because of a conflict between local promoters and the International Boxing Federation, only the WBA and WBC title belts are being billed in Japan in connection with the fight. But in reality and in the eyes of boxing fans, it is the unified title which is at stake. And right now, let's go up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer, whom the Japanese promoters have flown over from Philadelphia in the United States. Michael Buffer will deliver the pre-fight introductions.
A man known as one of the premier promoters in the world of boxing, Mr. Don King. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing his boxing trunks and weighing 238 1/4 pounds with a professional record of 24 victories, 15 by knockout, and only 1 defeat. From Cincinnati, Ohio, he is the 2nd-ranked heavyweight in the world and a former heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Tony TNT Khan. Wearing the solid black trunks and weighing 216 1/4 pounds, from Catskill, New York, which is the hometown of the late great trainer of champions, Cus D'Amato. He brings a professional record of 33 victories without a loss, 29 KOs, including 25 KOs in 5 rounds or less, and 15 in the 1st round alone. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike and Tony, you both received instructions earlier in the day, and therefore you know the rules. I wish you both an awful lot of luck now. Return to your corners to await the starting bell. Good luck.
That's Arthur McCanty doing his 6th heavyweight championship fight, his 78th world championship fight. Tubbs says he knows how to fight. The champion, everyone says it. It's a little bit more difficult to pull it off. Let's see if he really wants to rumble as he says he does.
I see Mike Tyson iron the belly, the midsection of Tony Tubbs, so look for him to jump right on him in the 1st round.
Okay, all set? All set. Go.
Mercanti says they're all set, and there's the bell for round 1. Tubbs throws the jab, and Tyson responds in kind.
Go, you're right, baby.
A lot of fighters find it difficult to set Mike Tyson up because Mike now gives a lot of head movement.
would clinch and grab and simply try to survive with Tyson, as did Bone Crusher Smith and Mitch Green. For now, it does not look that way.
Is able to do a great deal of damage to the midsection of his opponent. Watch for the left hook by Mike Tyson.
Tubbs trying to go downstairs to Tyson's body.
Into punching range.
You can begin to see the startling hand quickness that Tubbs brings. Startling partially because of the shape of his body.
Well, here with Tubbs, the uppercut. I also notice the uppercut of Mike Tyson. He's able to throw the same punch twice, under and over.
Tyson missed with the left hook. Earlier, he had landed a wicked right to the kidney.
Look for a looping right hand by Mike Tyson, because that's the punch I see that Tubbs is vulnerable to. He keeps dropping that left hand.
1 minute to go in round one. Tubbs landed a left and ducked away effectively.
You know what to do, champ. There you go. There you go. There you go. You know what to do, champ. Speed, baby, speed. Come on, sweet. Sweet. Oh, right there.
You need to break that rhythm with a jab.
Tubbs throwing the uppercut. A lot of people think he will have to be effective with that punch because Tyson comes in constantly.
Well, Tyson also lunged him with an overhand right there, and that's one of the mistakes he makes.
10 seconds to go in round one. One punch after the bell, and now Mike Tyson returns to his corner.
Round two.
The talking in Tubbs' corner was done by trainer Odell Hadley. So now Hadley and Rooney have had their minute, and round two begins.
Tubbs keeping that right hand up because of the left hook of Mike Tyson. But also, you notice now you see a much more relaxed Tony Tubbs. So now his punches are being more fluid.
Look at Tyson with the rapid-fire 3 jabs in a row. Something new within the past year.
Well, Tyson is starting to improve each time he steps into the ring. But what I see here in Tubbs is pretty much trying to get range so he can drop his right hand, because in his corner they told him to drop the right hand. The left hook lands, but he needs to come back with the right hand. There's the right hand, Jim, I spoken earlier about. You must give Tyson angles. You can't remain stationary. Hands must stay up.
But indeed, Tony acknowledged in talking with us, Ray, that you couldn't finesse Tyson completely. You have to be willing, as he said, to fight him.
Well, you saw that double punch with one hand, sort of a bolo type punch. And those are the type of punches that do a great deal of damage, because the body shot and then the uppercut raises the chin up, and then the left hook comes into play.
Good uppercut by Tubbs inside. Snap Tyson back a little.
He's trying to use his additional weight.
Coming up on a minute to go in round two. Tony Tubbs so far appears in no way intimidated by Tyson's fury, as have so many of his opponents.
Good left hook, good combination by Tubbs.
Open up.
You know, Tubbs just trying to gain respect, and I think he's done that.
Good left by Tyson. Tubbs reeled.
Those hands must be kept up higher. I don't think it's a good idea to exchange punches with Tyson. Good body shot, but you need combinations now.
30 seconds left in the round. Both fighters have had their say here.
I couldn't tell whether or not that punch hurt.
Tubbs is hurt. Tubbs is hurt badly. It was a left hook.
And it's over. Odell Hadley has jumped in the ring. The fight is over.
With stunning swiftness. Let's take a look back at the left hands which did the damage.
Well, Tyson now starting to find his range. That left hook there pretty much spoke for itself. It's self-explanatory because it was a short and powerful left hook that put Tony Tubbs down. what was happening actually was that Tyson was wearing down Tubbs because Tubbs tried to stay inside and fight Mike Tyson's fight, which I thought was a mistake.
Heavyweight champion, Mr. Mike Tyson.
Once again, that's short left hook. And for those who say Mike is not really a one-punch knockouter, I think they need to look at some films again.
Early now in round 2. That was the punch against the ropes that really started things off. I said a right, it was in fact a left right on the forehead.
Still, the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
From the handheld camera angle, which will give you a feel of what it looked like to us from ringside. Remember that Larry Merchant himself commented that he thought Tubbs fought a very effective first round, and in fact scored the first round for Tubbs. I thought it was pretty close to even, but certainly I thought Tubbs had given an impressive account of himself in round 1.
The first round, that's the way you fight Mike Tyson, or compete with Mike Tyson rather, because you have to give him angles, jab. You see the jab, how effective it is, movement, never a stationary target, because what happens here when you become stationary, Mike Tyson works your body, he brings your hands down, and then he goes for the kill. I thought the first round was a pretty good round for Tubbs, although I would have preferred to see a lot more movement, a lot more left jabs thrown.
Do you think that fatigue was becoming a factor this early in the fight for Tony?
That's rather premature to say because normally body shots wear you down the later rounds, but then there's always an exception to the rule because Mike Tyson's body attack is so devastating. Here he's going right to the midsection, and I'm sure Tubbs felt those shots. Tubbs, again, made the mistake of trying to exchange punch for punch from Mike Tyson, and in doing so, he took away what got him to the championship. That's the jab, the movement, and his boxing style.
There you saw Tubbs doing as he claimed he would try to do, delivering body shots to Tyson.
But what you have to understand, Jim, inside, Mike Tyson has the greater upper body strength. And he has the shorter punches. He throws more combinations inside, and they're short because his hands are very fast, too, for a heavyweight.
There was a good short left inside by Tubbs.
But you also see the power of Mike Tyson because always after Tubbs delivers his combination, Tyson retaliates.
And indeed, that's the problem of bringing the strategy that Tony said he would bring. You've got to fight with Mike Tyson, but then you give him a chance to do his thing.
Look at the short shots that Mike hits his opponents with. Good short left hooks to the head, right hooks to the head, and then he delivers that crunching body shots. Not a lot of movement from Tubbs, although Tubbs now is trying to get some respect from Mike Tyson. I love that combination there with the same punch, same hand. The right to the body and an uppercut, right uppercut. Here, I see that Tubbs is wobbly, and he's ready to go here.
All right, Mike Tyson, it seemed that Tony Tubbs went right at you and tested you, and you were a little bit too strong for him, but he was effective until you hurt him.
Well, he was effective because I planned it that way. I was looking for the opening because I planned for him to run, and then when I saw he came such a easy target to hit, I was just planning and planning. And he had his hands up very high. I was surprised that he had his hands up so high. And so I started hitting to the body and bringing it up in the middle. And then as soon as he brought his hands down, I saw his eyes, and I aimed right for his eyes.
He said that nobody had ever gone to your body before, and he wanted to try you there. He did hit you a few blows there. Did he hurt you at all, distract you even?
Not at all. My mission is to go and destroy and not to let anything get involved. If you get punched, you get hurt. I refuse to be hurt, knocked down, and knocked out. I can't lose. I refuse to lose.
What was your response to the audience here, which is kind of quiet compared to the crowds in America? Did you hear anything or
not at all?
anything?
Not at all. I knew there were people scratching me when I was coming through, but I had such an intense tunnel vision. My objective was just to get in there and get my hands on my opponent.
When he didn't come out moving and jabbing and doing those kind of things, what was your first thought about that?
Well, I said, well, this is going to be a complicated fight. It's going to be a fight. He came to fight. And, and for the last moment, I prepared for him to just come out swinging because Kevin said he's going to come out and try to rough you.
Did he at all try to rough you up?
Absolutely. I felt the tip of his glove around my eye. I don't know if it was the thumb, but in fighting, you're in a hurt business. You can't complain.
And he was there to complain. Is it just a question, do you feel, that no matter what anybody's plan is, that your power will negate any plan?
Plan is better.
The objective is to win. We don't fight by book technology or anything. We come to fight the authentic way.
When you see a man come out and he's obviously that out of shape and heavy, does that lull you in any way in the first round?
Not at all, not at all. That was his prerogative to come out the way he did. My job is to finish him off. You see, if he would have went 10 rounds, 6 rounds, 7 rounds, then someone could say something critical towards my performance. But he came out a tough performance. He didn't come like a guy that just came to pick up a payday. He got hit with a solid shot. It looked like it was above the eye, but I tried hitting exactly in the eye. And he took a great shot and he went down. But if he would have lasted 6 or 7 rounds and he was out of shape, then you could criticize me. But he came to fight. And if anybody could criticize that he was out of shape, I did what's supposed to have been done to a person that was out of shape. I got rid of him quick.
This is your first fight as a newlywed. Were you thinking about that at all? Did you want to put on a special performance in any way?
Not at all, because when I'm in the ring, I'm objective, tunnel vision, and it's just, this is my world in here.
Tale of the tape and of age, of course. Spinks 10 years older, 3 inches taller, 6 pounds lighter, and with a 5-inch longer reach. There is the record for Michael Spinks. He hasn't lost a fight in 12 years.
Michael Spinks is a winner.
The young champion as he and his entourage make their way. A much smaller group than the one which brought Spinks into the arena, and of course, as always, no shirt, no robe, no accoutrement. Like Michael Spinks, Mike Tyson is unbeaten as a professional fighter. The period of inactivity, 97 days, relatively brief for a heavyweight or for any pro.
A record of 34-0, and that doesn't count his recent bouts with his wife and his manager.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, once and for all, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim and weighing in at 212 1/4 pounds. He's originally from St. Louis, Missouri, now lives in Wilmington, Delaware. This Olympic gold medal champion has a professional record of 31 victories without a loss, 21 by knockout. He is the former undisputed and undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world and the only king of that division ever to win the heavyweight title in the history of boxing. Because he never lost that title in the ring, he is still recognized by many, including Boxing Illustrated and Ring Magazine, as the heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated man who brings the drinks, Michael Spinks. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks and weighing 218 1/4 pounds, originally from the streets of Brooklyn. He passed through the hometown of the late great trainer of champions, Cus D'Amato, Catskill, New York, and he now lives in North New Jersey. His professional record, 34 consecutive victories with 30 knockouts, including 26 KOs in 5 rounds or less, and 15 in the first round alone. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Iron
Michael. Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions by either of you? All right, both of you touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
I do think that this fight will be decided by two things. How Michael Spinks can deal with the extreme pressure that Tyson puts on a fighter.
I see that Michael Spinks is a little tight. His legs are not as loose as they normally have been in the past. Now watch Tyson jump right into his chest. Michael Spinks, give him a little movement. Keep those hands high. Very, very high.
Stepping in. Various opponents have complained that Tyson rocks them with elbows along the ropes in close.
You see the tactics used by Michael Spinks now. He's throwing his jab, but he has to keep those hands extremely high. Watch for the uppercuts too.
Tyson not afraid, as we expected, and Spinks ready to mix it up with him. Tyson along the ropes doing damage.
Michael Spinks has to keep moving because every shot.
Uppercut landed inside and Spinks went down. It was the left uppercut.
I was surprised there was a body shot that put him to the canvas.
And that is the first time Michael Spinks has ever been down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
6, 7, 8. He's not going to make it. It's all over.
Watch again. This is after Spinks got up after one knockout, tried to fight back, and had nothing as Mike Tyson landed the right.
Mike, congratulations. Did you have any premonition that it would end this fast?
My trainer told me before I left, I bet both of our purses that you knock him out in the first round. So I thought he was serious, so just now he said he was lying. And so I went out and knocked him out in the first round.
How did it start?
The first one was, I think it was a right hand on top of the head, but he took it well. And then I hit him with a short left hook. Remember the short left hook?
Uppercut.
It was a left uppercut that you told me to throw.
That's right.
Then I threw a right hand to the body and he went down. And then from that punch, I think what was the right hand off the head.
It was like a right hook over top.
It seemed to me that when he was hurt, his instinct as a champion, instead of covering up and running, was to fight back, and that's why you finished him.
From what I know of human nature, there's only two things that he was capable of doing. Either running or stinking it out or come out and fighting. I knew either he'd be scared and come out fighting. And that's what I thought. Maybe he was a little jittery, so he came out fighting, giving it his best, hoping for a knockout or a cut or something, because he was fighting very furiously, as you noticed.
Mike didn't give him a chance to do anything else. After the first knockdown, he got right on him and worked the body and came out to the head again. That's what knocked him out.
All right, what happened? What was all the delay about before? Do you think Michael just didn't want this to get here this quick?
Well, I think he was trying to scrutinize with my brain and make me wait it out. But, you know, I was getting upset. I wanted to go. I'm the kind of guy who just want to fight. Let's get in there and fight. I don't care who comes in first. We come in both at the same time. That's what we planned. We said, we come on together. And so my main objective was to go out there. Like I said, my trainer told me the whole purse is better on one round. Now I come back to collect my money, and he said he was joking. He didn't make the bet.
But it's still a good payday.
And Kevin Rooney, the trainer of Mike Tyson, is here with us, and I'm sure you weren't disappointed that everything was longer than the fight.
I love it like that. In and out. Let's get in there and get out.
Let's go. Let's get off the apron.
Kevin, take us through this live action of the fight and what you see. And I know this is the first time you've actually seen the fight.
That's right. Mike bringing it right to him. And we're letting them bombs go. That's sending a message. Right there. See, that was a good right hand that missed. He tried to sneaky right hand Spinks. That one missed, obviously.
So that's part of the skill part of the brute force.
You can't hit Mike. You hit him with a clean shot. And when they can't hit him, they become like confused and intimidated because they know they're missing. They like get confused subconsciously.
Were you surprised that Spinks didn't throw more jabs?
No. Mike got right on him. He made him fight. That was the plan. Right there. See that left uppercut? That's what hurt him. And then comes the body shot comes.
That was the only clinch. Was that Mike's fault, or did you give him downgrade him for that?
No. I work on that. That's something I'm trying to work on, get him out of the habit of doing that.
Now that body punch
that hurt.
Must have hurt, and that was the start.
There's a left uppercut coming. That's what hurt. That's what really brought him down, more than the right hand to the body.
Was he just going down for a rest there? Did you think?
Yeah, he didn't know where to go. The guy's all over him. He wanted to get out of the way.
Bang! That's where he took his shot.
Right there, but it was a good right hand.
And show us where the skill is. For example, in the delivering of the punches, we've seen a lot of big guys. They don't punch as hard as Mike. Is it the way he delivers it?
Sure, it's a snap. Now he told you with snap, with the correct form.
Which is what? Is it getting the shoulder in?
It's getting the whole body and snapping the shoulder. That's really where it comes from.
All right, let's watch this and see. He throws straight through it.
Right, he goes right through it. And the right hand to the body is a good snap.
Now you
see the shoulder? See the shoulder muscle snap? That one it missed.
All right, now you have obviously been working on him throwing more body punches because he's been remiss. He's leaped into clinches and he hasn't thrown the body punches. Is he there where you want him on that score yet?
No.
Oh.
You know, he's getting there, but he's not there. Because he doesn't throw that left hook to the body. I want to see that.
All right,
that's a good left uppercut.
And he's rolling. It looks like he's rolling back and forth. Is that how he's trained?
Yeah, see, you can see the snap. You can see his shoulder snap. That was a pretty good shot. The one that missed was even better.
Okay, now the knockout punch. Describe that.
That was a tremendous right uppercut to the opposite side of his face. It shows his good power. But watching this tape, you know, Michael Spinks came off the rope after being knocked down the first time. He starts to throw the right hand. Mike makes the little head movement to make him miss. And Spinks shows how smart he is. He stopped throwing it because he knew he wasn't going to hit. But I think by doing that and the fact that Mike is going to make him miss, he's off balance a little bit.
All right, so he moves away.
Mike lets it go hard.
And then hard. It seems that the commitment is so much a part of Mike Tyson. When he commits like that, he's leaving himself open, it seems. But he's making a full commitment to what he's doing.
Yes, but he's not open because we just saw it in slow motion. He made him miss that right hand. Spinks started to throw a hard right hand, and halfway through it, he wanted to stop it because he knew he wasn't going to hit him. And he was off balance, and then Mike had that tremendous snap and hit him on the right side of his face with his right hand, which is wild.
What makes Mike such a good finisher? Was it something that he got from Cuss?
Cuss always said, you know, professional fighter, when you got a man hurt, you take him out. You get him out and you get the fight over with. Anything could happen.
So there you have the anatomy of a knockout, and there is the anatomy of the man who was knocked out.
There's some days there'll be a fighter that can really test Mike, really bring out everything he knows. Like when I say he's only fighting 50%, I mean it, and I feel it's true. Because there's a lot of things that he's capable of doing and has done in the gym that he has never done in a fight.
This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of London, England, weighing in at 228 pounds or 16 stone 4 pounds, with a professional record of 32 wins, 2 defeats, with 31 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, he is rated #1 in the world by the WBC. He is the challenger, Frank Bruno. And in the red corner, from Catskill, New York, weighing 15 stone 8 pounds or 218 pounds, he is undefeated in his professional career, 35 wins, 31 KOs. He is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
All right, they get called to the center of the ring. Let's listen to Richard Steele.
The instructions in the dressing room. I'm cautioning you again. Obey my commands at all times. Is there any questions? Shake hands. Good luck.
There's the stare. We're just about set to go. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world on the line. Mike is giving away 3.5 inches in height. is giving away 10 pounds in weight. He's 5 years younger, and he's giving up 11 inches in reach. Some say he has the same disadvantage as a lion going against a zebra. And I'd have to agree. Let's see how quick he starts. Bruno tries to keep him off. Bruno showing that he's not afraid, hanging on. Bruno's already tagged with a right hand. And there goes Bruno for the first time in the fight. Bruno's clear, but he knows the power of Mike Tyson. Tyson, if ever there was a guy fighting like a raging bull, it's Mike Tyson. Bruno has all the pride of England standing for him. He gets tagged again by a right hand. He's trying to hang on to Mike and hit. Mike is just looking for an opportunity to cut loose, and Richard Steele warns Frank Bruno about hanging on and hitting Mike Tyson. Tyson pummels him with the right hand. Mike trying to set him up with the left hand. Bruno looks a little wobbly already. Right hand misses Frank Bruno. Bruno has come to try and mix it up. He's hanging on to the head of Tyson. Tyson not affected by any of these blows at all. Tyson just looking to set his man up. He's back on the assault about hanging on and hitting. Bruno's already been down in round number one. Tyson hit with a light left hand. Doesn't do anything to him. Tyson back up bouncing. Well, all the questions about distractions have been answered as Tyson attacks. And you can see that there's been a point taken away. I don't think points will mean anything by the time this fight's over. But Frank Bruno is trying to make a fight of it. He's hanging on, but Tyson is certainly getting the best of it. He's bleeding from the nose. He was down in the very early seconds as Tyson nails him with the uppercut. Now Frank comes very slowly across the ring. He knows he's in with a bull. Tyson gets nailed with a left hook. Tyson looks wobbly as he attacks Bruno. Bruno continues to throw. Tyson was caught and wobbled. Tyson looks clear, but he was caught by a shot by Frank Bruno. Tyson trying to fight back, and Bruno did catch him with a shot. That's the first time I've seen anything like Tyson staggered. Tyson was definitely set back in his tracks there. Inside of 20 seconds to go in the round. Bruno has got him tied up. Mike Tyson doesn't seem to have that fiery look in his eyes right now as he lunges for the challenger. Inside of 10 seconds to go, as you see. A bell ends round number one, and the crowd loves it. So Bruno went down but not hurt, and Bruno tagged Tyson and did hurt him. Watch this now, and let's see just how it happened. There was a short right hand that caught Bruno. He was wobbled, and then another right hand kind of up over the shoulder got him off balance, and you notice Tyson never stopped swinging. There's the short right that has him in trouble. Right now, he's wobbled on his legs, and then it's up in the top of the back of the head, but he's not hurt here at all. And then, of course, Richard Steele moves in. And there's the right hand that caught Tyson and buckled his legs. And that's the first time we've seen him in an awkward position. Here's Tyson moving in. It'll be interesting to see if he's like a wild man in round two. And it looks like he's ready to be a wild man in round two. So Frank Bruno came to fight. Surprised Tyson by catching him in the first round. He's nailed again with that inside right hand. Bruno vulnerable to that right hand in close. Tyson continues to come in. Bruno continues to hang on when he does come in. We wanted to take time to welcome all our friends in Australia, New Zealand, and people watching all over the world, but the fight's been so fast and so exciting, it's hard to do that. But a special hello to Chris Myrams in Wellington, New Zealand, and all of the brothers and sisters, and especially David Fox, our producer, his sister, who's also watching in New Zealand. Welcome, New Zealand and Australia. People all over Africa, the Middle East, we're thrilled to have you. Frank Bruno came to fight. He was down for just a second in the first round, and the chant from the better than 5,000. Tag with a short, crisp right hand in the first round, which made us all think, well, that's what all was going to happen. Tyson looking for the shot to the body and then to deliver that right hand to the head to his advantage. But Tyson doesn't get frustrated. He just looks to throw the shot. Bruno was able to block that shot that time. You see Frank continuing to hold with a left hand behind the head of Mike Tyson. Left hook to the body. Tyson attacks with a left of his own himself, so he can't punch. Tyson misses wild with the left. The right hand catches Bruno. Left hook. Bruno looks ready to go. Now is when he's got to hang on. Tyson knows that he can catch up with Bruno right now. Bruno trying to keep him off. And the bell ends round number 2. And here we go with round 3. A lot of people didn't expect it to go this far. In fact, for the betting public, round 3 is an important round. The over and under is round 3 for this fight. So if the fight goes beyond round 3, there'll be a lot of happy people that pick 4 and above. Of course, this is the betting capital of the world, and people are interested in that around here. You people watching around the world, we've seen a better fight than we expected so far. You get the idea that Mike Tyson will catch up with Frank Bruno, and your heart's almost with Frank to hope he can make a good fight of it. Frank Bruno, the big, almost chisel-cut body in such magnificent shape. Big, vicious body shot. Didn't seem to bother Bruno, though. Bruno is going to stop pouring with that left hand and get a punch off. Mike catches him with a good left hook, and Bruno has the wherewithal to hang on to him. Both guys hanging on with the kind of the right arm and wailing away with the other hand. Tyson, lightning hands, looking for the opportunity to land that right hand on the chin of Frank Bruno. And again, you just have the feeling it's a matter of time. And it's not that Tyson's toying with him, it's that Tyson is looking for the opportunity. Don't forget, Bruno did catch Tyson in the first round with a pretty good shot.
Come on, Park, take it out. Don't hold him, Frank.
Bruno has got to throw some heavier stuff, though. He's powering with the left hand. He's got to let the right hand fly. Tyson with a short assault. Nothing there. Tyson has a lot of movement where Frank Bruno is just kind of a stand-up guy, almost tailor-made for Tyson. You'll get the idea that it's a question of time before Mike catches him. There's some real good shots there. Not catching flush, but nonetheless scoring. Mike Tyson is in control of the fight, and Bruno, if he hopes to win, has got to let that right hand fly. And as soon as he comes in and hits him, hang on to him. There's a little bit more game than Bone Crusher Smith was in his fight. Bruno at no stage inside is going to give Tyson both hands free. They continue to fight after the bell.
Y'all use a lot of sevens to get in here. Stay inside. All right? Stay inside. Be mean in the inside. Start digging them body straps.
That's Aaron Snowell working the corner of Mike Tyson. Don't forget, Tyson has a whole new corner. Aaron Snowell, Jay Bright, and Taylor Smith. Terry Lawless and George Francis the keys. All right, here we go, round 4. Bob Sheridan here. It looks like Bruno could be hurt a bit.
Watch your head, Mike. Watch your head.
Tyson just really bores in like a madman almost. Frank has got to start throwing that right hand. Again, this is round 4. It's scheduled for 12. But he recovered from that in fine shape. And then Richard Steele had to take a point away. Bruno is caught by a right hand and a left hook. Bruno comes back and catches Tyson. Bruno has got to throw that right hand more and try to catch Tyson with a left hook. Vicious body shot. That light, ooh, another right hand gets through.
Come on, Parker, get out of there.
Doing an excellent job considering the style that Bruno is fighting here. But Tyson doesn't get frustrated. He just goes about his business of trying to win each round.
Don't hold him, Mike. Let him go.
Bruno is such a much bigger figure than Mike Tyson, but Tyson is just so strong, and his hands are so quick. Uppercut comes that time. We're in the closing seconds now of round 4. The bell ends round number 4, and the crowd in England loves it. And here we go with round number 5. And Tyson attacks immediately.
Come on, punch to get out of there.
Throughout a good portion of the fight against Tim Witherspoon, and it was in the later rounds that, you know, those big heavy muscles begin to catch up with him. Because Tyson's a big, strong guy too, but we know he can go the 12. His last time out against Bugner, Bruno had to go 8 rounds. Before that, he went 8 against Reggie Gross in Marbella. So Bruno attempting to make a better fight of this than most people thought possible. He's lost every round, make no mistake about that.
Last warning.
Richard Steele continues to warn Bruno about hanging on and hitting.
Punch to get out.
This place seats about 8,000 or 9,000 here at the Hilton Hotel. Bruno was caught that time, and Tyson knows it. Tyson trying to attack now to finish him off. Bruno has the wherewithal to hang on. Tyson gives him room to come off the ropes. Scores with the uppercut, lands a big right hand. Bruno's in big trouble now. He's ready to go. He hits him with a right hand. Bruno trying to hang on as best he can. He's still in big trouble. The uppercut catches him. The right hand catches him. He's really being hit now. Blood coming from the nose. His eyes are puffy. Tyson is punishing Frank Bruno right now. Bruno tries to hang on. Probably what he should do is get down to his knee and take an 8 count instead of letting this guy nail him with a flush right hand.
Stop, let him go.
This is round 5. Remember, a fighter cannot be saved by the bell as the big right hand lands. Tyson knows he's got him in big trouble. If he doesn't answer it, Richard Steele has moved in and has stopped the fight. It's all over. Michael Tyson wins on a 5th round TKO. It came at 2:55. That's unofficial. We'll get that officially. It came at 2:55 of the 5th round. Mike Tyson punished and pummeling Frank Bruno.
Thank you.
Bruno did the best he could do to make a go of it. But there was no question Mike Tyson a superior fighter.
27 pounds heavier, almost 4 inches taller. Huge reach advantage, and here we go, round 1.
I'll tell you what, if I was built like Frank Bruno, I wouldn't be afraid of anybody or anything, but Mike Tyson is a phenom. Abnormal strength, unnatural. He is a walking powerhouse.
Tyson's trainer, Jay Bright, said he's concerned about keeping Tyson under control at the belt. He'll be very anxious.
Whether Tyson's going to come bobbing and weaving, he's certainly coming straight in. What you're going to see is Frank Bruno grab Mike when he comes in like that. Every time. Every time he comes in, he's going to hold him. He's not going to let Mike do what Mike wants to do on the inside. From Mills Lane to keep it their heads off.
Bruno with the questionable chin.
Get off that neck, come on.
He said he'll try to use the jab to keep Tyson away. He does not like to fight on the inside generally. But Bruno also feels he's learned to hold on.
If he's going to throw that right hand, he's got his jab into Mike and throw the right hand into Mike. See how he leans back? He can't do that. He gets there, you're too apprehensive. On Mike's side, he's not bobbing and weaving like he has.
Says Mills Lane. Tyson's people wanted to bob and roll, be less of a target attack.
That's the first one he felt the steam. He is fierce tonight.
And that Bruno doesn't have the foot steam.
He didn't get there anywhere. Bruno threw a nice right hand around the side of Tyson's ear and then a left hook to the body. Didn't seem to do anything, but it was a nice effort.
And anytime, oh, here comes Tyson. Tyson with a combination with 20 seconds left in round 1.
He got Bruno's attention, wobbled Bruno with that punch. And that's what I mean. If he makes a mistake early, you can't fix a chin that was never great to begin with.
A left hook by Tyson, but Bruno comes forward. 7 seconds to go in the round.
Bruno in bad trouble there. All he needed was one more good shot. He'd have been gone. The cut's nasty. Well, it's a nasty cut. And rest assured, Tyson's not going to let that alone. These things tell him to stop.
Yeah, Mills Lane trying to take control.
In every instance, anytime he gets close to put any efforts toward punching, if he's just worried about holding. And fall on him it will, because Tyson is fierce tonight.
Tyson now showing some head movement.
Let him go, Frank. Come on.
Frank's got to take his shot. Steve put himself in a position to win, take his shot. But to just hold and do that for 12 rounds, there's no wandering. Well, he's not going to be here for 12 rounds, I guarantee you.
Oh, a left hook by Mike Tyson. Flush on the face of Frank Bruno. Another left.
And did not react as badly as he did in the first round. Maybe the nerves and the jitters, he may be settling in
front of him. Halfway through the second.
A little tiny referee and two huge guys.
Tyson looking to go back to work.
That is what you call academic.
Less than a minute remaining in round 2.
Bruno switched to southpaw there.
Even Tyson's jabs seem to lift Bruno off his feet. And that's saying something for a 247-pounder.
He's not fighting offensively.
Bleed down the side of his face.
A home run. A home run thrown by Tyson.
Wonderfully echoing your words, Bobby. And more lecturing from Mills Lay saying, fight it out, stop holding.
He's got a difficult task in front of him, and a lot of people are going to say this fight doesn't prove anything anyway.
And this is what Bruno expected. He said he's not looking for the Tyson who fought McGilly and Mathis. Here's a combination uppercut by Tyson. Tyson laying it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno into the ropes. And it is all over. It is all over here in round 3. Mike Tyson is champion again.
And that is it. Mike Tyson is back. The Tyson era has begun.
Wearing the white trunks with red trim, he weighs an even 218 pounds from Absecon, New Jersey. His professional record, 22 victories against only 2 defeats, 17 knockouts to his credit, and 14 of those 17 KOs within 5 rounds or less. Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 heavyweight challenger in the world today, Carl the Truth Williams. Wearing the solid black trunks and weighing in at 219 1/4 pounds from Catskill, New York. His professional record is unblemished with 36 consecutive victories, 32 knockouts, 28 KOs in 5 rounds or less, and 16 in the first round alone. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Number 2, obey my commands. I'll shake hands and come out of the belt.
Keep in mind that Mike Williams has a tendency to get hit by left hooks. Carl Williams, excuse me. I can think of better tendencies that a fighter should have who is going out to face Mike Tyson.
Indeed, Carl Williams has been floored 7 times in his career. Twice by James Quick Tillis, twice by Jesse Ferguson, 3 times by Mike Weaver, and in every instance, the decisive blow was a left hook. The people in Williams' corner are sincerely worried about what he does in the first 30 seconds against the Tyson onslaught. And it would appear that the strategy to begin with is to hold, and referee Randy Newman says, we're not going to start that way.
This is somewhat of a reunion here because both men are just throwing punches. In fact, Williams here has selected to fight Tyson inside. He claimed the other day that if Tyson throws any unnecessary punches, illegal punches, he will accommodate him and throw the same punches back.
Well, Frank Bruno felt the sting of Tyson's elbow several times, as other opponents have complained that they have felt it as well.
Left jab is so strong, that should help him as long as he keeps that right hand up and watch Tyson's left hook.
Unofficially, I've got this fight being 1 second longer than Tyson-Spinks. 1:32 instead of 1:31. It was, as you started to point out, again, Larry, a left hook. say, Larry, it was 2 seconds longer than the Spinks fight. The unofficial Carl Williams, who thinks that he should have been allowed to continue. And Ray, I've got to agree with Larry. It was a fairly peremptory stoppage.
Well, the way I judge it, because he appeared to be okay, but then again, the referee is closer to the pitcher than we are.
What was that question likely to be?
Where are you? What day is this? And here we see the left hook that put Williams down. Williams had dropped that right hand, and I had indicated earlier that the jab will be the key, but in throwing the left jab, he must also keep that right hand up and power. There's that left hook.
And you saw Mike pivot upward with both feet planted and turn the hips into the punch. This is where the power comes from.
The reason people fear Mike Tyson, because he's one of the few, if not the only man, that can knock you out in the heavyweight division with one punch.
Here's another look at the devastating left hook.
And what Tyson does here, he bobs and weaves, gets under that jab and counters with a beautiful left hook. Mike Tyson, as usual, awesome.
When he got up at 8, he was wobbly. He wasn't standing up. He was leaning against the ropes. I asked him a question, a very simple question. How do you feel? Not for the answer, but to see how he responded. His eyes were blank. His expression was blank. He had no answer.
Is there any chance that he misunderstood what you wanted him to respond to?
I don't think so. Let me tell you why. He's had a lot of professional fights and a lot of amateur fights. When a fighter is knocked down, and I had 38 fights, when a fighter is knocked down, the first thing he wants to prove when he gets up to the referee is that he's in good shape. Number one, he wasn't standing on his feet. He was leaning on the ropes. Number two, he couldn't answer me. And number three, his eyes were dead.
Thank you very much, Randy. And now back to ringside. What happened from your point of view? Did you see him really dazed?
Well, no, I noticed my trainers would tell me we were slipping and hooking. So when we slip, because usually I come in that slip and I get in there, and that's the hardest part, is getting in there, and I never threw the punch. And so we're practicing like a slip. As soon as you're in there, instantaneously, bing, throw the punch. And I did, I was successful.
Were you surprised that he stayed on top of you as much as he did, that he didn't try to move?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I just knew it took it just for a matter of time. I loved it.
So you knew that as soon as he was doing that you were going to get a clean shot sooner or later.
Exactly. And my punches were accurate and pinpoint, and I knew eventually I was going to get him.
He has a reputation for getting hit with left hooks. Were you looking for that opening?
No, I was very confident. I wanted to hit him, catch him with a good right hand. Believe me, my right hand is my favorite punch, but I never catch anyone with it. You know, it's my best punch, and I always hit guys with left hook.
All right, we're going to try to take a look at the
where's the monitor?
At the monitor, if we can find it, so that we can determine what happened.
Champion non-pro.
All right. Okay, it was a clean left hook. Did you? I mean, you sparred with him years ago. We know that it didn't mean anything. Were you surprised that he went so fast?
Well, no. I knew if I catch someone clean, they'll go, regardless who they are. Mm-hmm. But you know, when the referee he hit him with a shot, it looked like he was able to get up. But I guess the referee called what he saw, because I didn't think he was hurt that bad. But I know I hit him with a clean shot.
Speculate for me. How long would it have taken you to get him down a second time if the fight went on?
Oh, no problem. I'd have been all over him. Maybe it's better that the referee did stop early. I would have been all over him. That's when I'm most dangerously, when I know I have someone hurt.
You've talked about being in control of your career. Tell us what you think is next. Who is next?
Well, I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'll fight anybody. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate from anybody. I'm the best fighter in the world, and there's no man that can beat me.
For å kunne treffe med sine beste slag. Det i gang. Høyre sving kom med en gang fra Tyson. Så får han en huk her inne. Bruce redd, prøver med kjappe venstre. Biter ingenting på Mike så langt. Sikter seg godt inn, kom på alt. Har ikke Mike Tyson få jobbe på der han ville være. Bommer med en voldsom venstresving. Det går fort. Han har all hurtigheten han hadde før. Akkurat som når han var 20 år. Unngår også slagene til Bruce Helden. Bruce har ikke truffet med noen ting. Har ännu inte slått en riktig rätt venstre brust. Ut med vänstra, sting i vänstra, ska han stoppa, men så lägger han sig ned. Alla andra, de har blivit livrädda när de har mött Mike Tyson i ringen. Vänsterhuken träffar, ute. Han kommer sig upp. 6. Han är rädd. Han skiter i buksa, hållt jag på si. Han vill inte mer. Han är borta. Han är ute.
Welcome to the ultimate guide on how to fight like Mike Tyson.
So, good instructions given by the ref in the early going. Mike gets it! As advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely!
In this video, we'll break down Tyson's unique fighting style, covering his stance, offense, and defense in detail. Everything you're about to learn comes from my personal knowledge, in-depth research, and years of studying fight footage to truly understand the mechanics behind his technique. I'll also be sharing exclusive insights and techniques you won't find anywhere else online. This isn't just another breakdown. You're going to learn Tyson's style in a clear, simple, and practical way that no one else is teaching. Here's what you'll learn in this video. How to adopt Mike Tyson's proper stance, the foundation of his entire style, a deep dive into his defensive techniques, including precise head movement, counterpunching, footwork, body twisting, and how he blocked body shots, how to close the distance and get inside effectively, just like Tyson did against taller opponents, how to stalk and pressure your opponent without being reckless, the art of hitting without getting hit, how to generate knockout power and finish your opponent with precision, and much more. This is the best video on the internet for learning how to fight like Mike Tyson. For a limited time, it's available at a discounted price for the first 5 buyers. After that, the price will go up. You can purchase this video directly from the shop section on my Patreon or become a member to gain access to all of my exclusive videos. As a matter of fact, just check the video description for the link. Don't miss out.